Can Baby Yoda really be replaced? There's a rumor going around that Obi Wan Kenobi might just feature a character who's gonna tug on your heartstrings, just like Grogu did in The Mandalorian. But how do you replicate a pop culture phenomenon like Grogu? Well, to figure that out, let's dive right into the rumors and see just who's gonna make our hearts go all gooey gooey on May 27th. First up, Leia's cute little sidekick. In the upcoming weeks, we might just witness the Kenobi series compete for the title of most popular Disney Plus show. And that's not just because Ewan McGregor has a badass beard in it. According to reports from Star Wars News Net, the story goes that Obi-Wan is going to be forced out of hiding and leave Tatooine in order to rescue Princess Leia because she'll be captured and imprisoned on another planet. But she won't be alone. Apparently, she's going to be traveling with a small red and white droid when she first appears in the series. The reports also describe the droid as being round-shaped and like an alien saucer, and will be seen flying over her head as sort of a protective guardian. Okay, that's already adorable. And with the official trailer, we got to see exactly what it's going to look like. At exactly 1 minute and 5 seconds into the trailer, we see a gloved hand holding a small red and white colored droid with a singular blue eye wiggling around. And apparently, this little droid was designed specifically to resonate with viewers the same way that characters like Baby Yoda and BB-8 have done. So, yep, already sold. Yep, sold on that one. And since we don't see the little droid in A New Hope, we're already dreading how the writers will probably rip our heart outs once the series comes to an end. The droid's role in the series. We don't have that much information yet on where Leia's droid came from and what its name is. Although we're hoping it's called Saucy since, it looks like a saucer. Bad joke? Yeah, right, moving on. Leia's said to be a significant character in the series, according to the rumors that we've been discussing so far. Despite the fact that she hasn't been featured in any trailers or, promotional material for the series, she's probably going to be a pivotal character who changes the course of the story. She's only a 10-year-old kid in the series, so it wouldn't really make sense to hand her a blaster and send her into the fray. Bail Organa just wouldn't allow for that. So, to keep his daughter safe, he must have gifted her a cute little droid that we briefly see in the trailer. Yeah, seems like the droid didn't do a great job, to be honest. Let's go back to the trailer though for a second. We saw a gloved hand grabbing the droid in a threatening manner, as if it were wiggling to get free from the hand's grasp. We're guessing that the hand belonged to an Inquisitor, one of Darth Vader's elite death squad who are tasked with capturing and exterminating surviving Jedi like Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, and anyone who's Force sensitive, including children like Luke and Leia. And if an Inquisitor's got saucy, yeah, we're gonna keep calling it saucy. The two things have happened here. Saucy's gonna be interrogated to divulge Leia's whereabouts, and the 10-year-old princess herself is on the run, perhaps in Dayu. We don't know for sure though, since this is just speculation, but we're certainly hoping it's a high-stakes game for Obi-Wan. Next up, an 80s comedy inspired The Droid. If you're thinking about the red and white alien saucer design of Leia's guardian droid sounding, a bit familiar, and you can't quite put your finger on where you've seen it before, then boom, we got you covered. The design of the droid was apparently inspired by the 1987 sci-fi comedy Batteries Not Included. If you remember the droopy little blue-eyed droid that had two antennas sticking out on either side, that's probably the droid that inspired Leia's protective droid buddy. What's interesting is that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, who's producing the Kenobi series, also executive produced Batteries Not Included. So the droid was probably just like a nod to her work on the other movie. What it means for Disney. The media giant employed a clever marketing strategy before the release of the season 1 of Mandalorian. To keep the reveal of Grogu under wraps, Disney decided not to share the character's designs with product manufacturers months before the release of episode 1. There was a reason though. Former Disney CEO Bob Iger said that if plushies and other merchandise were made, thousands of people across the world would have already known about Grogu, so it would have ruined the character reveal in the first episode. This cost Disney about $2.7 million in the short term of merchandise sales, but I'd say it made up for it in the long run, with Grogu's popularity. If they decide to go along the same route, then they could see another short-term loss in merchandise sale again, but, if they play the card rights, then they could be seeing another show that tops Disney Plus charts and overloads social media servers because so many people keep talking about it. And it's Obi Wan Kenobi. We are praying that happens. Now on to the importance of sidekicks in Star Wars. The most important Disney Plus show to date has been The Mandalorian, led by Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin, and his adoptive kid/sidekick, Grogu. A follow-up spin-off, The Book of Boba Fett, featured Banthas as a primary mode of travel in the harsh deserts of Tatooine, and Boba's now popular phrase, like a bantha, has made the beast of burden a total cutie, more than it already was among fans. And Grogu, well, in recent years, there's been no character in Star Wars universe that has generated quite as much social media buzz. In fact, in 2019, the Mandalorian breakout breakout character was outtrending actual political candidates. The only ones ahead of the cutie were Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren. Clearly, Disney knows what they're doing when they create characters that win the hearts of kids and adults alike. We've got several Bentha, BB-8, and Grogu plushies scattered around the office ourselves. Star Wars is basically incomplete without iconic sidekicks. Han Solo had Chewbacca, Luke had C-3PO and R2-D2, and Rey had that adorable roly-poly BB-8. And we've also seen the introduction of characters like D.O. and Babu Freak in The Rise of Skywalker that fans just adored. Even Cad Bane had Toto 360, which looked cute but was quite devious when it helped Bane kidnap R2 and 3PO. Yeah, no, we didn't like that at all. Just screw that guy. But did you see the appeal of the sidekicks though, right? You got the point? Anyways, they're more than that. In times of crisis, they come to save their partners. And like Chewbacca's done that for Han countless times. Grogu has saved Din Djarin from the Mudhorn by levitating it off the ground. And then again, when Moff Gideon orders a trooper with a flamethrower to turn Din Djarin, Cara Dune, and Greef Karga into toast. Sidekicks have been a staple of the Star Wars franchise, with main characters and their adorable partners traveling to galaxies to find wild adventures. It wouldn't be Star Wars without the sidekicks, if we're being totally honest. So, is the droid gonna dethrone Grogu? That's a tough question to answer. That's real tough. First and foremost, Baby Yoda is, he's a baby. Well, I mean, I know he's 50, but his species takes a long time to grow up, so he's a baby. They live for hundreds of years, with the most popular example being Yoda himself, who was like 900 or something. So, at 50 Yoda years, Grogu is barely 6 months old. Our math might be a bit off, but it's a rough estimate. The character was designed to tap into our biological need to love and protect babies. So 50 or not, we're gonna die actually for little Grogu. And there's something else about his face. If you've noticed, he's got big, round old little eyes, a small mouth, and a high forehead. Now we don't want to get too technical, but there's this thing called the baby schema, which basically says that humans tend to prefer faces with large eyes and tiny mouths. And Disney knows this. Look at all of its characters, like ever. From Mickey Mouse to Forky, we've become super familiar with them, and we love them like our own. And baby schema's got a lot to do with that. Leia's droid might have checked a few of those boxes though. Tiny, check. One big blue eye, check. All forehead, no skull, check. But Grogu has an ace up his sleeve. He's familiar. And that's thanks to the OG from the original Star Wars as well as the prequels. We know and love Yoda as a badass warrior and Jedi master and Luke's mentor. We love him for his unique way of delivering dialogue and his life advice. When we saw Grogu for the first time, it triggered our maternal responses to protect the child. But it also made us recall Yoda's best moments from the series. Combine that with how powerful he really is and his relationship with Space Dad Din Djarin, and you've got yourself a pop culture phenomenon, clearly. Those are tough shoes to fill, but you never know with Disney. Do we think Saucy is gonna be as huge as Grogu? Maybe, but unlikely. He could be the next breakout character in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, absolutely. We're calling it he already, so I mean that's like a good sign, right? And that's all for this one. Thanks for watching. So, do you think Leia's Guardian droid is gonna win over fans' hearts just like Grogu did? Or is Grogu just too iconic and can never be dethroned? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, hit the like button if you liked our video and consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on our future uploads. Later.